But do you like to just eat a pickle?
No.
Okay,
no,
great.
It's not,
Well, that
not
works
my
out well
bag.
for me, doesn't
Yes.
it? We're back at Maple Block because I love barbecue so much, and I'm trying to get outside to do the intro, but I don't know how to do this. So guess what? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chewing the Fat, and we have a very special guest today. I'll show you when he gets here, but he loves barbecue, and so where am I going to take him? Maple Block, of course. Remember this place? One of my favorite spots to sit at is the bar because they have a full service bar, but better than that. Come on. Look at this. This is why we come here. My favorite part? Oh, the smell. You know a good barbecue joint if you can smell it before you even walk in the door. Oh, here's our special guest. Hi, Matt. Good to see you too. Matt. Do you guys know who this is? You're going to find out. Do you like pickles?
I do enjoy a pickle. I like it on the burger. And
But do you like to just eat a pickle?
no.
Okay, great.
No, it's not,
Well, that
not
works
my
out well
bag.
for me, doesn't
Yes.
it? Well, Matt Gielen, in case you guys don't know, Matt is the CEO of Electric Monster.
Okay.
Electric Monster is the owner of React Media, People versus Food, React Channel, and all of that. So I've asked Matt to join me today because I get questions on my DMs on my channel all the time of where are we going with React? Where's React going? Where's People versus Food going? I can't answer those questions. I just show up and shovel food in my face, and then that's it. Oddly enough, he doesn't include me in the meetings of where we're taking the channel. So I've asked Matt to join us so that he can talk to us a little bit about that. So thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and thank you for being a part of the team for so long on the channel. React, People versus Food, and soon Try Not To, which we can get into later. Doesn't exist without the amazing reactors and producers that we have making the content and the content. So I can't thank you enough for being a part of that. I have not gotten my own shareware yet, but it's on my Christmas list for this year.
Do you know I was going to bring you some? And honest to God, I thought, Matt's not going to want to share away.
I do like meal prep, usually like once, sometimes twice a week. And that's a grandiose term for I grill a bunch of chicken.
Okay.
Or steak. And I got really self-conscious one time when I walked into our office because I usually just put it in like plastic bags. So I just bring in my meat bag.
Well, I'll definitely get you some shareware because I can't stand to watch you bring in a meat bag. It's kind of funny because, oddly enough, we are sitting down to talk about React Media almost 2 years to the day of when you acquired it.
Yeah, I think we officially closed like November 6th or something. Like signed October 9th, and then all the stuff that happens after signing to kind of confirm the deal was November 6th, 2021.
Yeah.
So it's a good time. I've been thinking a lot in terms of like the lead up to us sitting down and eating about I very much did not want to make myself a public presence on the channel. I am personally not a creator.
Right.
It's not something that I particularly enjoy in that way. And if you're not enjoying it, it's kind of one of those things where it's going to show up on camera, it's going to feel forced. And so that was part of it. But the other part of it was like a conscious decision of really allowing as much as possible the people who have their hands on the content or making the content day to day, and of course the reactors, to really shine and make it their own. And I think that also comes true with you rarely see me on set.
That's true.
It's because I want to allow them to play and try things out, and it's okay to make mistakes.
So when you acquired React Media, it was in a very precarious time in their growth. But that gave you a big opportunity to grow it and evolve it into what you wanted to create it to. And so what excited you about that opportunity? Because that was a big leap.
Absolutely. Electric Monster as a business is in the business of acquiring digital video, YouTube properties, and helping them grow, adding business lines to them, and scaling them up. Seeing where React had once been and the potential to get it back there, that was super interesting. And React, formerly FBE, was a massive brand on YouTube at one time, and being a steward of that brand back into prominence. would be you know, a huge honor.
Were you ever leery that you were going to be able to kind of climb out of the hole that had been dug?
Prior to acquisition, not so much. Certainly after the acquisition, there were, you know, plenty of, you know, moments and times where it felt like, oh geez, and are we going to be able to do this, and are we making the right decisions, and, you know, do we have the right team in place? And, you know, we right after the acquisition, you know, we've made a bunch of different hires that have, you know, really, you know, generated tremendous results in terms of how new content is performing.
So you were talking about growing channels, and totally unrelated, and just kind of as a, I'm asking for a friend, of course.
Of course.
Can you give like some maybe top 5 hints to growing a channel, and what would constitute as a good channel, and maybe what would constitute as a good channel that Electric Monster would reach out to buying? For a friend, So like if there were 2 really strong personalities who went on different adventures and then like they could bring somebody along, that would be a fun concept,
would be fun.
Right?
That
would be really interesting. I wonder if what you would think, like if you just kind of took a look at the, you know, stuff on how to grow that channel even bigger. Because people should really subscribe to a channel like that, don't you think?
100%, absolutely. I've been following along with your adventures with Jair, and have found them incredibly fun to watch. And your guys' chemistry is fantastic. Where
I'm not going to make you get into really how to grow the thing. I just was wanting to make sure to put out there that you are watching my channel, and maybe you could shoot me an email on best practices on how to grow the channel, so that they could get a silver button.
Absolutely, be happy to do it.
I got to ask this next question, but I got to get food first because
Absolutely.
I came hungry. You go first. You're the guest, and I have all these pickles over here, and they brought more.
Well, it looks like we've got a great sampling here. Do you want to hand me your plate? We'll start carving some of this up. My favorite is, without a doubt, the brisket. They do an amazing job. They use cherry wood for the smoke, and it is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. Also, their potato salad is reminiscent of what my aunt makes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it always takes me back. It's a lovely kind of yellow mustard base.
I will say their sides are top notch.
Oh yeah.
Do you like mac and cheese?
I do like mac and cheese.
I'm not a mac and cheese fan.
No?
No. It makes me laugh that they bring a knife, because you can just cut it.
Absolutely.
So when you acquired React Media, thanks to COVID and controversy, I mean, just put it out there, there was a skeleton crew, skeleton crew. So you got to build it, you know, a team that was going to engulf the vision that you were looking for. So how did you go about doing that, and how do you keep doing that? Because I gotta tell you, the environment that you have created, and I sent you an email about this a year ago.
Yep.
The environment that you've created there is just, it's really, really different. It feels like a family.
So I grew up playing sports, and the way I actually got into online video was kind of by accident. I was number 1 in the world at an online video game called Data Mythology. And I didn't realize it until many years later when I was operating on YouTube doing some stuff. And one of my colleagues looked over my shoulder and goes, "Oh my God, you play YouTube like a video game." And so the combination of growing up playing sports and playing a video game really explains a lot in terms of like my philosophy towards building a team and excelling on YouTube. And so we really view ourselves very much as much as possible as like a professional sports team, right? Where you want to have the best players in the right roles, and from there you can work on chemistry and working together and making everyone, I might butcher the saying, but greater than the sum of the parts.
Okay.
When everything is working in harmony. Most people on YouTube, or conventionally I would say on YouTube, it's evolving now. They don't think about it in terms of programming. They're like, I need to come up with the next great video idea each time.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people like burn out or get stuck. We think about it as a network might, where the people who are in charge of programming is a distinct group from the people in charge of making that programming. However, the people making that programming pitch the programmers what they want to make. and it's on the programmers to tell them what's performing well, what's not performing well, why that happened, how we can make things perform better. And so it's really a team working together, utilizing their skills to make each other better. You know, one of the things that early on we had to overcome, and we did, and you know, are starting to do better and better at, is celebrating wins and getting wins on the board. Our mission statement at Electric Monster is to be the most innovative digital video brand in the world. That's really hard to do when you're struggling to just get a point on the board, right? And so, you know, when we acquired it, shortly thereafter, we promoted Nicole to creative director. And, you know, I think her leadership has helped tremendously, not just in terms of views, but in terms of, I think we see very eye to eye on what is the culture we want to cultivate within our company, and how do we go about doing that. One of the things, you know, I stated from day one was I want this to be a place where reactors feel safe and comfortable.
Right.
And we're going to shine the most when it is positive, happy atmosphere that people are excited to come into. Joe Beretta, bringing him in, has been, I think, a huge benefit to the team in not just you know, expanding their skill set and talent set around the craft, but also you know, his wisdom and experience, you know, at SourceFed and Smosh and 100 Thieves. Right. You know, having him in a position of leadership and setting the standard, like, he cares extremely deeply about the team and the well-being of the team. I think that has helped tremendously. And you know, he's also from the talent side, and I think in that regard has been great for the reactors. And so that was part of it. You know, the chemistry on screen between reactors is incredibly important. So I'm incredibly happy to hear that you know, from your view, that's been something that you've been able to foster. You know, there, because that's important to us as well, right? We want that to show up on screen. We want this to be a place that people want to hang out and get to know you on.
Well, and it's a totally different culture. I mean, we walk in now, we've got this nice green room, we sit in there. I can't tell you how many times somebody comes into there and they're like, we need you guys to keep it down. Because we're laughing and joking around, and you know, they're filming episodes a couple feet down the road, you know. But so where are we going? So where are you taking us, man? You've been steering this ship. I want to know where are you taking React?
Great question. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up in 2024. The plan is to actually increase our output on the main React channel, essentially to 2 full-length videos per day.
Wow.
Yep.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And you know, with everything, we'll be somewhat data dependent in terms of determining, you know, how much more is the audience vibing with it, is the quality staying at the level that we want it to and the audience expects from us. And I want the audience to always demand more from us. And we're kind of at a place, you know, creatively and structurally, in terms of our actual videos, where we're at a place where we can really begin to innovate. Right? Okay. We've got the, you know, a lot of the foundational elements of, you know, what does React look like in 2023 and 2022 underneath us that we can kind of build upon. So, you know, you're in an upcoming video. I'm not sure exactly when this is slated to go up, but on Christmas Day, we have...
Merry Christmas, you guys. You get to spend a little bit of Christmas with me.
Yeah. On Christmas Day, we have a video going up full of secrets, which is the same thing that we did with the producers on Labor Day. We had off on Labor Day, but we scheduled that video for then, and it's kind of symbolic in a lot of ways, right? Like, Labor Day is a celebration of labor. Right. And on Christmas Day, it's a celebration of
Jesus. Which is why they had me in there.
For us, it's a celebration of the reactor. The greatest present that we can give our audiences.
Your present is my presence.
It is, right? That's what we want, right? And so, you know, that type of video is very specific. Because when we think about a video, we think about what is the value proposition of the audience? What are they going to get when they watch this video? And you've been in a couple of them, right? You did the Line of Liars.
Yep.
You were in
I drew a naked guy.
Yeah, exactly. You're a naked guy. You were in the assembling furniture Among Us, who is
Saboteur.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're in a Saboteur video, right? And then there's a bunch of videos that are more about kind of human culture, right? So you may have seen the ones where we did like Women Paid What was the thumbnail,
Okay.
right? It's Jackson in the center of like all these female products where we wanted men to guess how much women pay for the products that they use that are marketed towards women or specific to women. And all these videos are really designed to make a value proposition about the reactors on screen and less about a shared common interest in anime, cartoons, movies, TV, that kind of stuff, which we'll continue to do, certainly, but it's extremely important to us that our reactors continue to be a growing aspect of the value proposition of the React channel beyond kind of the common interest in movies, music, TV, that kind of thing. And so, that's a big part of what we want to focus on in 24 is deepening that relationship and continuing to highlight that. We also have we're going to be doing somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 videos a week on the Try Not To channel.
And there's going to be new content because I know you've been kind of recycling some things to get people used to that channel again. But these are going to be new.
Exactly. We're a little bit behind schedule, so I didn't want to be doing re-uploads for that long on that channel, but we're close. I think by January we'll have original content. It'll just be original content going out on the Try Not To channel. But yeah, the reason for the re-uploads was just to kind of reactivate that audience. And then we'll have an additional weekly upload on People vs. Food.
So 2 a day on React, 3 a week on Try Not To, and what, 3 or 4 on People vs. Food?
3 a week on People vs. Food.
3 a week on People. I'm going to be busy, guys.
Absolutely.
Keep putting my name that you want to see me because then that way I can come back.
It does not hurt. The really cool thing, there's 2 really cool things, but one I can't tell you about.
Well, that's
rude. But that one I'm very excited about. The one I can tell you about is we're going to launch a new channel, brand new channel, called PVF Chef. So People vs. Food Chef.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, and it's going to be a completely personality-led channel. We've got a few new producers coming in to help out with that. There are going to be some familiar faces to the YouTube community. We're going to aim to do 2 to 3 uploads a week on that channel. It'll be a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at People vs. Food, where we show like how they make those amazing, prizes and punishments and recreations.
Great.
But I think we're also going to explore some really interesting, different types of like challenge shows, interview shows, and we'll absolutely have reactors coming in and out. And we want it to feel much more like the producers' personal channels. Right, or their personal channel, much more intimate, much more handheld, and much deeper connection with the people making the videos we love.
Fun. This is really exciting. Well, Matt, this is so exciting. I will say I am so proud to tell people that I am on these channels, on React, on People vs. Food. I'm so proud to be able to say that, and that is because of the way that you are steering this ship. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Thanks for giving us an insight into what is coming up for React. It's so cool, and
absolutely happy to do it. And thank you so much for having me on. When we started talking about in React's history with the audience, there has been kind of communication from corporate and the senior leaders kind of being on the channel and aware. And so we started talking about hey, should we start pulling back the curtain a little bit about what we're trying to do here and involve the community? We said absolutely, and I said I think we got to do it on Sharon's channel. It's the right place for it.
Well, thank you.
So thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, no, it was seriously my pleasure. This is good. We've been talking, not eating, so you guys make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss an episode. Obviously, come if you're in the LA area anytime. You got to come to Maple Block. It's some of the best barbecue in the country, I think. Certainly in California. Obviously, also go to the React channel, People vs. Food, the Try Not To channel. All the links are in the description below. If you're not already subscribing, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe to those channels as well. And as always, I will see you next Tuesday. Have you tried the